Good morning and welcome to Morning Java, brought to you as always by our friends at the Get-Go Cafe and Market, where they have just fresh, hot food.
Chicken tender.
Not just the tenders with the ranch and all the other stuff. Dude, branch out a little bit. They have stuff.
They do have good stuff.
They have lots of stuff.
But listen, when you crush something to an absolute 10 like they do with their buffalo tenders, you don't risk going away from that.
Anyway, let's talk about Pitt basketball. Pitt's going on the road this week. So are you, obviously.
Fun times.
North Carolina, Miami. And these two guards.
Mm-hmm. It's been about them before the season, now during the season.
Well, it was last season.
Yeah, last season.
Xavier
Absolutely.
Johnson and Trey McGowan's, I think a lot of people saw them because of what they meant to last year's team as being that they were going to rise up to some other. Have they done that?
They absolutely have not. I don't see how you could watch this season and conclude that they've risen up. At times they have, which is what makes it doubly frustrating, because you will see at times, if you watch every game this season, you've seen X play really controlled, really nice fundamental basketball, distributing the ball, taking the shots that come to him versus hero ball as capable.
I haven't seen a lot of distribution, but okay. All right.
It's been there, I promise.
Yeah.
And McGowan's...
On occasion.
Yeah, and when McGowan's is just athletically superior to whoever's guarding him, he can take over.
Which is most of the time.
Robert Morris was probably the best example of that. I mean, they just had nobody who could stop him. He'll take the lane every time it's given to him. The problem is that whenever he plays a team that is defensively sound and can close out, he doesn't recognize it, and he'll keep forcing it
He'll keep doing
anyway.
it. And I think that part of the syndrome here, and we saw this happen on this very floor a couple of years ago with Jared Wilson Frame, where he was a guy who was the guy, okay? And then other guys came in, and then he wasn't the guy, but yet he kept playing like he was the guy, meaning he took all of the shots, he made all of the drives. And I'm starting to see some of those tendencies, I think, in both X and in Trey, and it's a little unsettling.
It is disheartening
because they're into conference play now. This isn't the time to be figuring that out.
Absolutely not the time to figure out how to play controlled basketball and distribute the ball, especially when you have a guy like Ryan Murphy, who I feel like he might be the most important piece to this team, because he can single-handedly keep them in with his shooting, but more than that, forces respect from the defense, and that will open up the lanes for X and Trey. So in a weird way, them failing to find Murphy is only hurting themselves.
Yeah, I know, but Murphy, I mean, let's not inflate.
No, but when you're talking about a team with
I know.
What else you got?
Look, this team does not have a true point guard. This team does not have a true presence underneath the basket, like a solid one. And until you have that in place, the Pitt offense is going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of me against you trying to get to the basket. And if I can't do that, I turn around and kick back out. That's going to be the whole offense.
Yeah, and I think people were just expecting, kind of like what you led with, Trey and X to take that next step.
But what is that? What's it look like?
I'm not sure what that looks like, because we haven't seen the shot. X has shot decently from deep, actually. I still think he has a really ugly jump shot, but it's effective. It's worked. Trey forces it a bit too much still from deep. I'm not a huge fan of his shooting touch yet. It's not there yet. So, like you said, what does it look like?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't see where it goes from here, but they're going to have to figure it out, and quick.
Yeah, well, it goes actually to Chapel Hill and then on to Miami Gardens. That's where it goes to.